Welcome to New Beginnings inside the Refugee Struggle. I'm Nitin Balaji, and today we're taking a closer look at a reality that millions of refugees face every day: life inside a refugee camp. When people flee war, persecution, or disaster, refugee camps are often their only option for shelter and safety. These camps are meant to provide temporary relief, but for many, they become a long-term reality lasting not just months or years but decades. Families find themselves trapped in a cycle of uncertainty, struggling to meet their basic needs while hoping for a future beyond the camp's borders. Life in a refugee camp is not just about survival. It is about resilience, about enduring unimaginable hardships, and about finding ways to hold on to hope despite overwhelming challenges. One of the biggest struggles is shelter. Camps are often overcrowded, forcing thousands of people to live in small, makeshift tents or simple structures that offer little protection from the elements. In summer, the heat is unbearable. In winter, the cold seeps through thin walls. When heavy rains come, shelters flood, forcing families to start all over again. Privacy is rare, and for many, home is nothing more than a piece of plastic separating them from the outside world. Then there is the challenge of food and water. Most refugees rely on food rations provided by the aid organizations, but supplies are often limited. Families receive small portions of rice, flour, or lentils, but fresh food is scarce, leading to widespread malnutrition, especially among young children. Water shortages are common, and in many camps, thousands of people share a single water source. Drinking water is often contaminated, causing diseases that spread rapidly in overcrowded conditions. Healthcare is another crisis. Medical facilities are often underfunded, understaffed, and overwhelmed. Basic medical care may be available, but access to specialists, surgeries, or emergency treatment is rare. Pregnant women give birth in unsafe conditions, children suffer from preventable diseases, and mental health support is almost non-existent. When an outbreak occurs, whether it's measles or like COVID, entire camps are at risk due to a lack of sanitation and medical resources. For children, education is another battle. Many refugee camps have makeshift schools, but they are often overcrowded with not enough teachers or supplies. Some children walk miles just to attend a basic class, while others are unable to go at all. Language barriers make learning difficult, and the trauma of displacement makes it even harder for children to focus. For teenagers, opportunities for higher education or vocational training are nearly impossible to find, leaving an entire generation without the tools to build a future. And then there is safety. Refugee camps are supposed to be places of protection, but they can also be dangerous. Women and children are especially vulnerable to violence, trafficking, and exploitation. Without law enforcement, many rely on the communities for protection, but fear is a constant reality. In some camps, criminal groups take advantage of the lack of security, making an already dire situation even worse. Despite these challenges, life in a refugee camp is also a story of strength and resilience. Families create small businesses, parents find ways to teach their children, and communities come together to support one another. Refugees do not just survive, they fight every day to build a life with the little they have. So what can we do? The conditions in refugee camps may seem overwhelming, but change is possible. Humanitarian organizations are working every day to provide food, water, education, and medical care, but they need resources and support. Donating, volunteering, and raising awareness can help improve conditions and create more opportunities for resettlement. Governments and policymakers also need to step up, ensuring that refugees have pathways to rebuild their lives instead of being trapped in limbo for years. A refugee camp is not a home, but for millions of people, it is the only place they have. While they wait for a chance to move forward, they deserve dignity, safety, and hope. Thank you for listening to New Beginnings Inside the Refugee Struggle. If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you to take action, whether by supporting a refugee organization, educating others, or simply starting a conversation. Together, we can ensure that no refugee is forgotten. Until next time, stay informed, stay compassionate, and remember, every voice, including yours, has the power to make a difference.